At a temperature of 464 degrees Celsius, Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system, but it's not the closest to the sun. You would think that Mercury, being the closest, would be the hottest since it gets the most intense flux of solar radiation, but actually it has very little atmosphere, so there's no way for heat to get trapped. Meanwhile, Venus has tons of greenhouse gases of CO2 and has an extremely thick atmosphere, which means that it's very good at trapping heat and warming it. So yes, Venus is one of the strongest pieces of evidence that we have that CO2 does contribute to global temperatures being much higher, because Venus is not the closest to the sun, yet it is far hotter than another planet that gets way more radiation. But the difference is that it has an atmosphere of greenhouse gases. Jupiter has an amazing and deadly secret. It emits huge amounts of radiation, and it's caused by its incredibly powerful magnetic field called the magnetosphere. In fact, it's so massive that if you could see it, it would be 5 times larger in the sky than the moon. This magnetic field is generated by the core of Jupiter. It has a molten core of liquid hydrogen, and there's a massive amount of electric current that flows through it, producing these magnetic fields. They are 20 times stronger in magnitude than the Earth, but 20,000 times stronger of a magnetic moment. That's because the area of Jupiter is so much more massive than Earth. Hey, thanks for watching. Check out my YouTube. I've got a whole bunch of documentaries on there. You'll love it. Thanks again. Have a great one. Was there a planet that was discovered with a pen and not a telescope? Yes. It was one of the biggest mysteries in the 1800s. John Couch Adams and Urbain Le Verrier looked at the orbit of Uranus, and they found that there was something wrong with its path. It wasn't orbiting in the way predicted by Newton's laws of gravity. What they postulated was, what if there was a missing planet that they didn't know about that was somehow affecting its orbit? What they did was, they took data of Uranus and they compared it to the path that it would follow if there was no other object there besides the sun and the planets that we knew about. And what they found was its orbit could only be predicted if there was another planet somewhere further out influencing it. They actually calculated the mass and the coordinates, and they sent this to an astronomer who discovered it with a telescope.